morning, good afternoon, good evening, participants from all over the world. So today we are going to have a session on Azure Service for Content and Media Management. The speaker of the day is Navaneethan Gopal. He is a principal data scientist at top Fortune 500. As a part of our community, we are going to provide a free level 1 certificate for all the participants. You can access the certificate by providing the secret code, and the secret code will be provided will be sent to your mail ID. This is a sample certificate which you can get, and you can share the certificate to LinkedIn or other social media. So moving to the speaker of the day, it is Navaneethan Gopal. He is a principal data scientist at top Fortune 500. He has been associated with different roles in the organization, such as senior data scientist, data analyst, assistant project lead, and senior programmer. He has got a couple of certifications from Microsoft. I see that Microsoft certified Azure AI Fundamental and Microsoft certified Azure Fundamental. So you can see more about him in the given LinkedIn profile. Now over to Navaneethan Gopal.
Hello all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So thank you for joining us today. And it's a Sunday, and thanks for spending time and listening to this discussion. I will give some introduction about me and my community. So I'm part of Azure Developer Community, Tamil Nadu. So some of the libraries, you have to use this code, import Azure key credential, and from this I'm just loading it. I'm just loading the important libraries to execute my code. Then if you have already installed cognitive services, you don't need to do it. I have already executed. Let me run one more time. So now I'm just installing the Azure cognitive services for speech. Yeah, it is executing. So after that, so this is important, the speech key and service region. So I have mentioned that before coming into the session, I just need to create the multi-service account. So through that, you can get the key and the region. While creating itself, I have selected the East US region. So that also I'm giving. So you should not share this with anyone, because this is very important. If other people are using it, they can use your service. And let me execute it. I'm just pausing the speech key as well as the service region. So now in the speech config, I'm just adding the speech key and service region. So I'm just setting up things. I just loaded the cognitive services speech API. Then I just added the speech key, and I'm just loading it. Okay. After this, I will just go to the PPT and walk through. So before that, I just want to show how you can load the cognitive services speech API. Let me go to the presentation. Okay. Always, whenever I go for any session, I used to give some understanding on artificial intelligence usage, or how you need to use data science. I would recommend to see this video. I will just play this video. It will take 2 to 3 minutes. Then we can go with the session. Gavaskar, hope you are able to get the sound.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey folks, slow down.
Slowing down.
Anchor down.
Anchor down.
And stop. And
Fun.
peel shrimps.
Peeling shrimps. Rotating for maximum sun.
Hey folks, start X.
Wrong voice command.
Hey folks, start X.
Error.
Hey folks, start X.
Sorry, I don't understand. Fun.
Oh. Hey Liam. Goedemiddag. Hey folks, start X. Play jazz.
Playing jazz.
Smoothie.
Making smoothie.
Calendar.
No meetings today. Remember, dentist at 9:30.
Fire off.
Fire off.
Open door.
Door open.
And we're gonna do one more.
Oh yeah. Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open door.
Wrong voice command.
Open. Open door.
Repeat that.
Open door.
I didn't understand that.
Hey! Open door!
Play on the floor.
Get over the door! Open the door!
Wrong
Open the
voice
door!
command. Error.
Hey there, with a rock? Open door. Fire!
Higher volume.
Fire!
Higher.
Open door.
Door open.
Radio on.
Playing radio.
Lights.
Lights on.
Protein shake.
Making protein shake.
But she was too New York.
Loading New York. Set speed.
4.
4.
6.
6.
16.
16.
4. 16. 4.
4. Correction. 16.
Hallo. Oh, Emilian. Goedemorgen.
Up.
Nein, down.
Lights down.
4.
4.
And from one classic to another, this is Summer of 69.
69.
Okay, I guess you enjoyed the video. Based on this video, if it is an interactive session, we can have some discussion, but I will just go on. Always nowadays, everyone wants to touch upon AI and data science or ML in their projects or in their apps. The suggestion what I would give, so whenever you plan to add AI in your project, before that you just think of a few points. So do you really need AI or ML to your project? Is it really adding some value add to your project? So just think of it. Otherwise you make it simple. Otherwise it could have make complex to your complexity to your project. And also, if your problem really need of AA and ML, then yes, please go ahead. And before starting into it, these are all the 4 different categories which we need to concentrate. So the first one is domain knowledge. So it is common to any thing, even software engineering or IT development or anything, domain knowledge is very important. So the same thing applies to AA field as well. So whenever you plan to do some AA project or any POC, we need to have the sufficient domain knowledge so that we can solve the problem easily. And it's always important to spend good amount of time in the creating the problem statement. If your problem statement is not clear, so you may need to spend more time in the data collection or the model building and all. So it's always important to define your problem clearly. And the third important thing is the data availability. Yes, so you have everything. Say for example, you have defined the problem clearly, and you have the required skill set, and but you don't have the sufficient data. So in that case, whatever the thing you are building, it may not work. And finally, so you are doing something, and how much ROI you are getting out of it. So that is also very important to see. So always I suggest you to look into these areas. So before starting any AML project. So let me move on. Yeah, so today's session, we will see about the Azure Cognitive Services speech, and I will spend some time on the Azure Video Indexer. I guess Video Indexer, they stopped the service, but still I have the demo I created. I can show that, and we can talk on the case study for some time. And finally, if possible, I'll share the resources as well. And for today's session, it's a beginner level session, and it is intended for the developers or the beginners who is new to Azure Cloud or ML. So anyone can understand this session. And for this session, if you are planning to try on your end, you may need to create an Azure account, and you can create those APIs. Then you can play with the Jupyter Notebook. I'm going to use Python. Okay, before that, I will talk something on Azure Speech AI. So why we are using Azure Speech AI. So even that video itself, he was asking the probably some of you using Alexa or some voice search in your mobile apps. So what it will do? So you want to play some song in your TV. So you can instruct Alexa play some movie song. So it will listen your voice, and it will play the song. So similar thing only, I'm going to show it in the speech AI also. So for example, I want to create some apps based on the voice. I can enable the voice, and based on my voice, the app has to do something. So for that, I will use the Azure Speech SDK. I will show the demo how I'm adding that, and it is listening me and doing, doing some action. And you may ask, why should I use Azure Speech AI? They have created everything. Even the speech to text or text to speech, we can do it in Python also, the normal library. But you have to test it properly, whether it is working in all scenarios and all. So when I'm using Azure, so Microsoft created this, and they have tested everything. And also multiple options are available. I will just walk through one by one the different things. And also in this demo also, we are going to do three things. So speech to text and text to speech. For example, I will enter some text. The Azure AI model will help me to create the voice. And also I will speak something, and it will help me to get the text. And we can talk about the use cases also in the next slides. And finally, I want to translate the spoken audio. I'm telling something, say now I'm giving session, and there are some other country fellows, some German or French people are there. So if they couldn't understand English, so when I'm talking, automatically it will translate it to the required language, and it will show it in text or a voice, so that it will be useful for them. And yes, using the Azure Speech AI, we can translate the speech in real time. And the fourth item, which is verify and recognize the speaker. So in the video itself, we seen after going to the dental, the device unable to recognize his voice. So in Azure Speech AI, we have the option. We can verify the speakers as well. So that also probably in the demo I haven't added, but we can speak on that. And finally, like whatever we are using the speech services, we can convert the voice and to text. Then we can do the text analytics. So already I said about the text analytics. Azure, in Azure we can do the text analytics, like sentiment analysis or topic generation or keyword searching and all we can do. So the use case I will speak here. So we have a call center, and so the call center, we are recording all the calls. So each call may last for say 30 minutes or 15 minutes. So it's not possible to listen each and every call. So in that scenario, what we can do, we can convert the speech into text, and we can do the text analytics. Say for example, you are receiving some call from your bank, and the executive is speaking with you on the services whatever you are receiving, and the bank management wants to know whether the executive solved your problem or given the necessary information to you. So daily, definitely they may have lakhs and lakhs of call. So it's not feasible to listen each call. So what they can do, they can convert the speech into text, and they can do the text analytics. So whether the executive spoken nice to you or given the necessary information, and also in that itself, based on your voice, whether you are positive or negative, I mean whether you are happy or unhappy with the call. So those things they can do. Okay, so let me jump into the demo. One minute. Gavaskar, can you help me to change the share screen? How can I go to the tab?
Just you share and you change, you select the entire window. I
Sorry,
think that you select the entire window. It will work, I think.
is this is the one?
I cannot I cannot, Yeah,
One
yeah,
minute.
it is visible.
No, the WebEx thing is not coming to me. Okay, one moment. I got it. Hope you are able to see my browser.
Yes, you can proceed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. As I mentioned in the slide, I'm going to show you three things. One is speech to text, and the next one is speech to translation, and finally text to speech. Okay, so these three things I will show. Let me take some content. So probably everyone watched the today match, but unfortunately Australia won the match. So I will take some text from the comment so that we can, it may be interactive. Let me take it. One minute, sorry about that. So probably I will take Pat Cummins talk and I will use it. Maybe I'll stop it and once and I will share it again because of the voice. Okay, shadow. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to run. So before starting the session itself, I set up the environment. I have installed the cognitive services speech API and the key service region, everything I have set it up. So now I will just run the speech to text function itself. Let me run it. So okay, let me run it one more time. So we made the most of the toss. We were certainly going to have a bowl. The way Travis and Smith played it gave us all a little bit of comfort after a pretty nervy morning. Travis has been brilliant throughout this whole campaign. He's always putting pressure back on the bowlers. We left the day on top of the game, mainly down to those two guys. I have just stopped because I don't want to go to the continuous thing. So I have read about the Cummins speech. So let me run it. So here I just created a small if else condition. So whatever the speech recognizer, whatever I spoke in the mic, it will recognize and I'm just processing that text. So let me run it. So here you can see it, whatever the text recognized. So here, so we made the most of the task. We were certainly going to have a bowl or the way Travis and Smith played. So whatever I have given there, so automatically it came. So maybe we can give a try. Gavaskar or anyone wants to speak on this so that we can see how it comes. Gavaskar, can we give a try?
Yeah.
1 minute, I'll just execute it. So here, if you see here, the circle is coming without any filling. So once the filling comes, please start speaking and we'll see. I'm running. Gaskar, you can speak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
So anything I can speak or
Yeah, anything you can speak. I will run it one more time. Once I run, you please start speaking.
Okay. Okay. We fifth IR stands for fifth
Gavaskar,
industrial
sorry.
revolution.
Gavaskar,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. One more time. You have to, within a fraction of a second, you should start speaking.
We are fifth IR. It stands for fifth industrial revolution.
Sorry, Gaskar. One more time,
Hmm.
because it gives a fraction of seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe you prepare something and I will execute it now. Can I execute it now?
Yes. Okay. We are fifth IR. It stands for fifth industrial revolution. We deal with the technical sessions, consultations, and
I guess it's not
yeah,
recognize
you
your
can
voice.
proceed. No, I think you can proceed.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. If you want, I can just run one more time and I will show it. Hello all. Thank you for joining us the session. So next 1 hour, we are going to speak on the Azure speech services. So hope you will find the session helpful. Thank you. So now we'll see what the text is coming. Yeah, so hello all. Thank you for joining us. So whatever the text I spoke in the mic, it is recognizing and giving it to me. So this will be very helpful. Say for example, in YouTube videos or before joining the call itself, when we are speaking, automatically the text got generated, right? So in those scenarios, we can use this service and we can use it efficiently. So now let's use the next service, which is speech translation. So here I'm just loading the speech translation pack library, and I'm going to use it for the translation. So here I'm going to translate the American English to Spanish and German. So here I'm just getting the speech key and the service region in the parameter, and I'm also giving the target languages, which is Spanish and German. And the recognition language would be English, the American English. Okay, let's see how it perform. Let me run it. Okay, before that, let me take some text so that it can be continued. Or I will just say the same thing. For the most part of we were in control. Scotty Boland is now my favorite player. He just continues to be my favorite. Everyone just did their role. Coming off a bit break, most of us, we will savor this for a few days before we turn our attention to assets. So I have just given some speech. So let's see how it works. So here I just need to convert my speech to some JSON thing. Let me run the next thing, then I will explain it. Yeah, so here if you see whatever I spoke in the mic, it got translated. Let's So for example, just Scotty Boland I said in the thing, and it is coming. So the remaining text in Spanish and German. So if any one of you are aware of Spanish or German, you can verify it. So otherwise we can just use Google Translator and see. Yeah. So here automatically detected the text to Spanish. So our service worked good. So I given English speech, and it converted into Spanish. And during the majority of us, we have control. So it is translated the text correctly. So let me check the next one. So here I'm giving the German one. So here also it is detecting the language correctly. It is German, and whatever I spoke, it is coming correctly. So the service worked fine, and in this way we can get it. Okay. So I guess two services are good. So the one is speech to text, and the next one is speech translation. Okay, and let me go to the next service, which is text to speech. So here the speech synthesizer I'm using it, so which will convert my text into speech. Okay, so let me run this thing. So now I just need to give some input to the service so that it will convert my text into speech. So let me take this test itself. Okay, so let me run it. So it is going to get me some input. So I just given. So now I'm just passing this text, whatever I given into the synthesizer, and it will help me to get the text into voice. So now
We
let's
made
see.
the most of the toss. We were certainly going to have a bowl. The way Travis
Gavaskar,
and
hope you are
Smith
able to
played, it
listen
gave
the
us
voice.
all a little bit of comfort after a pretty nervy
Yes,
morning.
yes. It's audible.
Travis has been brilliant throughout this whole campaign. He is always putting pressure back on the bowlers. We left day one on top of the game, mainly down to those two guys. At times we weren't at our slickest.
Okay, so in this way, we can convert the text to speech using the Azure service. So here, if you see, I haven't done much coding. I just created the Azure service, and I have some small 1 or 2 lines of code, and it helped me to do what I want, starting from speech to text or translation or text to speech. So in this way, you can accompany easily. Say, for example, you have an app, you build it, and in that you want to add some intelligence. So easily you can create Azure service, and you can do this. So Gavaskar, can we open for questions, or I can continue the session?
I think Navaneethan, you can continue. At last, we can provide a opportunity for Q&A. Okay.
Okay, sure, not a problem. Okay, so probably you must be wondering about the title. So we was having Azure service for content and media management. So now you must be having some idea. So why we given that? Say, we have spoke about one use case which we seen about the call center, and similar way we can see some other use cases as well. Say, for example, in your company you are creating the training material. Say, everyone must be attending some security related trainings, because nowadays it's a because of the threat, we need to attend some security, cyber security trainings. So you are creating the content. So in that way, you need to create some demos. The video whatever you're putting, it has to convert into text. So that is one scenario. Or you are passing some text and it has to given some output in English, some standardized voice, some male or female voice if you need it. You are just giving the text, and it has to translate it, or it has to convert into voice. So in those scenarios, this will be very useful. And also maybe you are watching YouTube, so you are creating some video, so there you need to have a caption, or you want to add some voice from computerized voice. So in those scenarios you can use this service. And also the another good thing is, you want to launch the same thing in different languages. For example, you are creating the content in English, and you want to add it in some other language. So in that scenarios also, this will be very useful. Okay, so now let me show the same thing in Cognitive Services Studio. So whatever we seen in the Python Jupyter notebook, the same thing we can see it in the studio. 1 minute. Yeah, so here you can just go to speech.microsoft.com. So here you can go to the speech studio. So now we seen few things, like we discussed about the use case, captioning with speech to text, or post call transcription with analytics. So these are all some capabilities. So now let's try speech to text. So here they are just giving the advantages. So real time speech to text, or batch speech to text, or custom speech. So these are all the things we can do. And also the speech translation also we can do, that we seen in the Jupyter notebook demo. So let me try. So I want to try out real-time speech to text. So here I have just selected the language as English. So now I can just record an audio and it will convert the text into, sorry, it will convert the voice into text. So probably I have already created something. So let's see. So this is the audio which I created. Hello, all. Good afternoon. So today we are going to see about Azure ML services. In that we see more on Azure Speech Studio. I'm just recording this for test purpose. Let's see how it's go. So I don't want to spend more time on recording the audio. So I just recorded some audio in the noon. So by speaking on it, it automatically converting into text. And also if you want to convert the same into JSON, you can use this option. So now let's see. Okay, I have given English, so it is coming nicely. So can we try some other language? So probably I will try Tamil. So not sure how many of you are from Tamil Nadu or Chennai. Let me see, the language is available. Yeah, it is available. So I'm just, oh, sorry. I have just selected Tamil. Let's see how it is working. அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நீங்கள் Azure ML செஷன் அட்டன் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறீர்கள். உங்களுக்கு தமிழ் தெரியுமா? தமிழ் டெக்ஸ்டை சரியாக ஆட் செய்கிறதா என்று சரி பார்க்கலாம். Sorry, even I'm not fluently speaking, but say whatever I'm speaking in Tamil, it just giving in Tamil itself. So this also will be very helpful. And this services we can try it in. Okay, let me stop it. So these services will be helpful for creating some apps for special people. For example, some people unable to read or unable to hear. So for them, you are creating an app and it has to work for everyone, because nowadays it's important. We have to give the services to everyone. So for special people, we can use this service and we can make your app to be helpful for them also. So in that scenario, so these services will be very helpful. So whatever I have done in Python, Jupyter Notebook, I have shown the same thing in Speech Studio. Okay, so here we have some other services as well, like a pronunciation assessment or speech translation. So this is on speech to text. So in terms of text to speech, we have some other thing, voice gallery or custom voice, audio content creation. So if you want to create some content creation and all, you can use this. So it supports around 140 languages. Okay, and if you want to create some voice assistant, say for example you are creating some bot as well as some voice bot, so in that scenarios you can use this voice assistant service. So it will help you to create the need whatever you want. It can be helpful. So probably we will see one more thing in text to speech, and we can go to the other thing what we are going to see. Okay, so for example, these are all the voice catalog available by Azure. So in the slide or in the demo, I said, so you are creating some videos for your training team. So there you are giving some text and you need to add some voice to the video. So in that scenario, you can add a male or female voice. So already we have some catalog available with us, so that we can use it easily. Say for example, we have Jenny, the female with United States English. So let's see what it is coming.
Many think that the people you list as references are already cued to
So
say
this is the voice. So let's see how Aria voice is.
Artificial intelligence, AI, is revolutionizing the way today's business.
Okay, no, let's try some male voice. Let's see Christopher voice, how it will be.
To recoup revenue losses from playing without fans, the league.
Yeah, so in this ways, you can easily convert your text to some voice, and also whatever the voice you want. So they already have some catalog, so you can go into it and you can use it easily. So similar way, they have some sample also, audio book or narrator or news or voice assistant. So how it will be, it will.
Good morning, Contoso Restaurant. I am your AI assistant,
So in this
Jane.
way, we can see easily, and I will show the architecture, how it works and all. So that completely the SSML, speech synthesis markup language. So I will show that in the demo, sorry, in the architecture in some time. Okay. Okay. So far I have done the speech thing. So I will show, I'll go to the slide. Okay. Gavaskar, we have 15 more minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, 15 more minutes.
Okay, I'll try to go fast. Okay, so we seen about the Azure Speech AI. Now let's move to the interesting thing. So maybe some of you are more interested in playing games. So this whatever we are speaking now, so it will be very helpful in non-player characters, which is NPCs. So you are creating some player characters, and you need to add some voice to it. So in that scenario, whatever the case we spoke will be very helpful. And why we need to do it? First of all, I will add some points why we need AI in gaming industry, and also the speech AI, how it will be helpful. Okay, so why we need AI for game development? So for example, why we are playing game? So we need to have some different experience or interesting experience, right? So when we are using AI, we can create a more responsive game development. Say for example, if some event is happening, what has to be done next? So that is the way they develop game. Say for example, rule based game. So if this is happening, do that. If this is not happening, do that. So in that way they will do it. So instead of that, when we are using AI, we can create more challenging games. For example, three players are there. If player one is behaving in this way, we will use some AI model, and it will decide what the player has to do. So in that way, the game will be more challenging, and we cannot predict what is next. So that we can add a more what to say, more interesting thing to the game. And NPCs, I already said the so that, and also this will be very interesting in path finding and all. Say for example, actually I'm not a big fan of gaming, but for the session I just giving it. So path finding, so when you are going into, so the player is shooting someone, so they have to go with some path. So when we are creating some maze kind of thing, so how it is finding the path, so that area we can use A. And also the decision making. Say for example, so three players are playing in one team, the other three players are in other team. So if player one from team one shooting player one in team two, so if blood is coming, so by seeing the red color, what has to be done? So what decision the player two or player three has to make? So those areas we can use A. And then another thing is the content generation. So now we've seen about the uh, speech to text or text to speech and all. So that and all we can add it in the gaming. And also if you want to create some text, the interesting discussions and all, you can use it. And yeah, the benefit would be smarter and more realistic, and it will save time and cost. So when you are using resources to create the game and decide everything, you have to spend a lot. When using AI, it will be saved, and it can be used easily. For example, if you are using Azure, so they have implemented and they have tested everything. So in that way, it's a kind of plug and play. You can just create a service, get the API, and add it in your app. And it eliminates the predictability. So what will happen next? So when you're using AI in the game development, the predictability will be removed. Okay, so maybe I will just show one more thing in the video. 1 minute. So the other one is Azure Video Indexer. So here I have already loaded some videos. I will just play for a few minutes, and after that we will speak on the video analytics as well. So I will try to wind up in next 4.
Now we're stuck on this stupid tower in the middle of nowhere. And I don't blame you, and now we're stuck on this stupid freaking tower in the middle of freaking nowhere. And it's all my fault.
So in this video, we are getting Spanish text and some frustration text, and also she's speaking in English. So so this video indexer, as of now, it's not available in Azure, but I have used in some of my past projects. So the useful, how it is useful. So you are seeing some video. So in that, you want to know about the person and about their mood and what they are telling, and in movies and all, they will dub the movies. They will take the movie in English and they will dub it in Tamil or Telugu, or so in those cases we can use it. So I'll just show you. I have just loaded and I played the video also. So here only two people are coming in this video. Probably the second one with some mask it came, and also the first person coming 94 percentage. So 94 percentage of the video she only coming, and this is, so maybe if I load some other video with multiple persons, we can see more people here. So this will be very useful to identify the people. And the next thing is two topics we are it's coming here. Say for example, stupid people. So if I want to see the next one, I can just play next.
Now we're stuck on this
1
stupid
minute.
tower in the middle of.
So based on whatever they are speaking, that content is coming in text. So in that way, what they are talking about it, you can get it easily. And the next one is the keywords. So what they're so here what topic they are talking, and here we are getting the keywords. Like she got stuck in a tower, so middle of something, she made a stupid thing, because of that she got. So those keywords also we are getting it. And another thing is here some entity, if they are talking, say for example they are talking about some trip experience, so which country or which location they went. So in that scenarios, whatever the location they are speaking, it will come. So in this video, tower or studio, it is coming. And also the emotion. So the person in this video, 14 percentage she is on anger only. So in which place she is anger, so that also it is showing the emotion. And the scene I can remove it. So if you are having some other emotion, happiness or something, you can. So in this way, the video indexer will be very helpful to get the keyword or what the place or the emotions. This will be helpful. Actually, if I could have more time, I could have speak on this in detail. Due to the time, I will just skip it. I will move to the slide and okay. Okay, we seen about okay. So already I spoke in the middle. Why cognitive services? It's very easy. So it's a REST API, and you can create the service and get a key, and you can build it. So you can make your app intelligent, your application, whatever you added, and it is flexible also. So they support different languages. Like I'm comfortable in Python, so I taken. So if you want to take in .NET or C Sharp, so you can get the code easily. And also you don't need to be platform or OS specific. So if you're using some browser, automatically it will work. They have tested everything in different environment. So these are all the advantages of using Azure Cognitive Services. Okay. Yeah. So this is the architecture I spoke. I want to show. So you just need to subscribe to speech services, and you can create the tuning file. So this will work based on the studio, and you can select the SSML we seen there, and you can select the languages or voice or whatever thing. And if you want to tune something, you can do. Then you can export the audio and you can integrate with your app. So in this way, you can do it easily. Uh, okay. Yeah. So and yeah. So the other services, what we have in cognitive services. So today we seen speech to text, text to speech, speech translation, and all. Other than that, we have some services in vision or language. So this and all, if possible, we can see it in some other session. Yeah. So that's all from me. I'm open for Q&A.
Once again, we'd like to thank Navaneethan for providing a excellent session on Azure Media Services, and we would like to thank all the participants who get benefited for this particular session. Thank you. So participants, your secret code for downloading the certificates will be shared to your mail ID. So already I have shared the link to access the certificates, and the speaker code we will be sharing to your mail ID, respective mail ID. Thank you.